to another episode of Throwing It Back with Sean Farrell. I am Sean Farrell. God is great all the time. All the time, God is great. Jesus Christ died and he rose again. Let's get into it. Okay. So, after Michael Jordan retired, obviously the Bulls were in rebuild mode, okay? And so, there was a guy on the Chicago Bulls who wanted more playing time, okay? And he wasn't getting much playing time in this first season in the post-Jordan Bulls era, okay? And so, the Chicago Bulls had a guy by the name of Chris Anstey, okay? Chris Anstey. And so, there was a guy on the team by the name of Corey Benjamin, okay? He went to Oregon State, and he was selected 28th overall in the 1998 draft, okay? Of course, after the Bulls won their sixth championship, okay? And the Bulls started off the season 0-5, okay? And Corey Benjamin wasn't getting much playing time, okay? Corey Benjamin wasn't getting much playing time. And he wanted to get more playing time. And so he said he had some things. So he said he had some things that dumb 21-year-old rookie say. Chris Anstey recalled Benjamin was relentless in his crusade to get more playing time. He even went as far as saying that he could beat Jordan in a game of one-on-one. Just remember, LeVar Ball said the same thing too, right? So, so Chris Anstey said, we started off the season 0-5, and Benjamin had logged very few minutes. Not only was he vocal in his belief he deserved more minutes, he went as far as to say that he could beat anyone in the world one-on-one, including Michael Jordan. Word got back to Jordan that a young kid on the team had been running his mouth. Obviously, when that got back to Jordan, Jordan said, okay, I'm gonna show you. And so, Chris Anstey went on to say, we had just finished the training session after returning from a road trip. And in strolls Michael Jordan. Basketball in hand, he walked straight up to Benjamin, who was shooting on the side rim. I heard you've been running your mouth. You and me, let's go. And take a look at his footage right here.
Oh, yeah. 50 pounds. What's the score? 8-3. 8-3. It's 8-3. That's what. Right back over there. Come on, right back over there. Come on, follow me. technical. You reach, I teach. You never done. All day. Look around you, man. Look around you. What you see when you see around you? Look. Look around you. Man, let's do though. What is that? That's a what? Shut it. Don't call me out of retirement. I won't see it again. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. I said when I said a while ago when Dick Anderson had made those comments and in the 1995 Eastern Conference semifinals, and they carried Horace Grant off. Okay, lifted Horace Grant up on his shoulder. Um, up. They lifted Horace Grant up. Okay, and I said, no, you don't embarrass the greatest player of all time. I think you're going to get away with it long term. Okay. So you don't talk trash to Michael Jordan. I think you're going to get away with it long term. Okay. Um, so obviously Jordan, who was 36 at that time, easily defeated him to a game of 11. So the game was to 11, and Michael Jordan pretty much schooled him. Okay. And so yeah, yeah. Um, even in retirement, you still don't talk trash about Michael Jordan. Okay. Even in retirement, you still don't talk trash about Michael Jordan. So I saw all his story. So Willie Green was a former NBA player who I believe just got canned from the New Orleans Pelicans. Okay. And I saw somewhere where they said Willie Green had lost the locker room after he called his players soft. Okay. After he called all his players soft. After the effort that they have shown on the court. Okay. And so that got me to thinking. Okay. That got me to thinking. I think NBA players, NBA legends were 100% right when they say that guys today couldn't play in their era. Okay. I think they are 100% right. Why? Well, I just said moments ago that the players, that Willie Green, that the players in New Orleans turned on Willie Green because he called him soft. Okay. If a coach, um, if a coach called you soft, back in the day, okay, if a coach called you soft back in the day, if anything, that made you upset and motivated you to play harder, okay, because you didn't want to be called soft. So that was a motivating factor for players. um, for legends, okay? And they got me to thinking. Um, Today's NBA players wouldn't stand a chance in the New Jack City era of the NBA, okay? Because players back then were coached, okay? They were coached and they were coached hard. And coaches said things to players that weren't the most pleasant things, okay? And if anything, it motivated players, okay, to play harder, okay? Because you didn't want to be called that again, okay? What do they say about the best players in the game? The best players want to be coached. Not only do they want to be coached, they also want to be coached the hardest, okay? Um, Michael, Wilt, Russell, Jerry West, Magic, Larry, Patrick Ewing, okay, Shaq, Kobe, um, all these players wanted to be coached and wanted to be coached hard. Now, Kobe was sometimes difficult to her coach, right? But he wanted to be a coach, okay? He was a little bit difficult, right? Um, but you had, but coaches would say things to you that you did not like. From Red Auerbach to Pat Riley to Dr. Jack Ramsey to Phil Jackson to Pat Riley to Jerry Sloan. Okay. Um, Coaches said things that you did not like. Chuck Daly, Bad Boy Pistons. Okay. Um, and legends of the game and players back in the day wanted to be he coached. And even if you didn't want to be he coached back in the day, you were still coached. Okay. And players today don't want him to be he coached. Okay. Players today don't want him to be he coached. If a coach calls his player soft, that coach can get fired. Okay. If Jerry Sloan called one of his players soft, that player will be like, oh, I'm playing harder. I'm gonna play so hard tonight. Okay. And prove to him that he's not soft. Okay. Um, I remember I and this is just a personal experience. Okay, I was um I was manager for the basketball team when I was in the eighth grade for a few games. Okay, I was manager for a few games for the basketball team in the eighth grade. Okay, and so we were having a bad first half. Okay, we were having a bad first half, and we're going into the locker room. Coach stops me and says, "Hey man, go and grab me 100 of those balls from the basketball net." So I go grab the ball, run back into the locker room, give it to coach. Um, give it to coach, and he has the whole team is doing push-ups. Okay, the whole team is doing push-ups. Even the bench players who don't get into the game, the whole team is doing push-ups, right? And so after the team got done doing push-ups, he throws the ball at one of the other players, say, "Catch that." Okay. And so we go back out for the second half. We're playing poorly. Go back into the locker room. He calls, and the coach calls one of the other players a Sell out. Okay. Sell out. Yeah, that's right. Sell out. I said it. Sell out. And I looked it and I looked to see how the player would react. Of course, he wasn't happy about it, but that didn't make him quit. Okay. He wasn't happy the head coach said that. But the thing about it is, it didn't make him quit. Okay. Okay. I'm pretty sure the next game he came out and played hard. Okay. Right. And so, point is, players today don't want to be coach. Okay. Players today don't want to be coach. And if coach calls you soft, you can get hit fired. And I think that's unfortunate. I think that's unfortunate because I think players are shortchanging their careers by not wanting to be coached. Okay. And that's one of the reasons why Michael Jordan is a GOAT. That's one of the reasons why John Stockton, Karl Malone, David Robinson, Patrick Ewing, all these, the legends of the game, they're all legends because they wanted to be coached. And they wanted to be coached hard. Okay. That's just not occurring in today's game. And the fact that Willie Green got fired because his players can't handle comments, because his players can't handle criticism. That's just one of the many reasons why the NBA ain't what it used to be. Okay. All right. That's it. And that's all for Throwing It Back with Sean Farrell. I am out of here. Peace out. May God bless you all.